Good morning, beautiful people. I would like to talk about my coffee journeys. The first place I went with my carer yesterday was Bare Bones Specialty Coffee, which can be found in McLaughlin Street in Fortitude Valley. I was told that trending cafes, Brisbane and beyond, is no longer being printed, so I was surprised to find numerous copies of this book available at Bare Bones. Bare Bones have their own brand of coffee. So if I say that I had coffee at Bare Bones, I'm telling you that it's coffee like you've never had before. This doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to think it's the best coffee in the world, but you could possibly approve of it, like I did. I asked the guy behind the counter what he would recommend, and he gave me an excellent recommendation and fantastically fast service and a brilliant floral illustration, a brilliant floral design comprised of coffee grains and foam. It was a strong coffee. I couldn't tell you what it was, but it was some kind of a special that they had. They were kind enough to give a free coffee to my carer as well as I. My carer approved of their danishes, of their pastries. I couldn't recommend the food because I didn't try it, but I can definitely say that we both left as satisfied customers. I can tell you a little bit about the history of this place. You can find it in a warehouse. The owner of the cafe, Roscoe Franklin, worked in New Zealand and Dubai. They've got a guy called Trent who works in the accountancy side of things. Here you go. So here's some ideas. You can have espresso style or brewed hot chocolate milkshakes and cold drinks. I had a hot drink though. It's definitely a place I'd recommend. It's not that easy to find, but it's definitely worth the visit. I'd say it was definitely the best coffee I had all day, but I will go on to recommend other places. I went to look for Bell Brothers Coffee House, which looks like an incredible place, but there's no point in talking about it because it's closed down. I went to Barang Coffee, which I don't have the address for at present. Actually, they changed their name, but you can basically find them if you look for Barang Gallery. That's BIRRANG. They gave me a lovely pattern in my flat white. I highly recommend this place for the chips, which come seasoned in herbs, and the tartar sauce, which also comes in herbs. I wish I could tell you the herbs that are featured. The chips were over too soon and they cost me the princely sum of $8. Definitely good value for money. If you like clean skin coffee, which I can also recommend because I've tried before, they have clean skin coffee, so you know what you're getting. You're getting a good quality brew there. The beautiful and tragic thing about this place is that the gallery that the cafe is inside is exhibiting art that was made by a European guy that had a close connection with the Wiradjuri people who were in Albury Wodonga and in Bathurst, which is apparently the biggest group of Aboriginal people in Australia, or the most widely spoken language. The gallery is run by Indigenous people. It's they sell hand-painted items like Aboriginal weapons and mugs and boomerangs and didgeridoos and canvases. Canvases as big as your hand or 20 times as big as your face if you have an average size head. Basically, they've got canvases that are as big as an average door, possibly twice that size. So if you want to take some home, you're probably gonna need an extra pair of hands to help you. I'm not even sure if most of the art is for sale. They were owned by one particular family and they've got thousands of art pieces that they intend to exhibit. So far they've only exhibited about 30, so they've got several thousand to go. The art is kind of impressionistic, semi-abstracted. Unless you knew the explanation, it wouldn't necessarily be easy to tell what the art is depicting. But there is one piece of art that is grippingly realistic in its portrayal, just showing the bare essentials of what needs to be seen to convey the message of an Aboriginal man having his penis and testicles removed by Europeans. I was choked up inside. I felt like crying. I felt like hiding my face. I felt like running away. There was Aboriginal flags in the gallery. There were people sitting down. I felt guilty for interrupting the lady behind the counter and telling her to play Garamol, which I don't think she'd heard of before. At the top of the steps, before you enter the glass doors of the gallery, you can see headless sculptures of women decorated in rainbow colours, displaying traditional Aboriginal patterns. I know it breaks God's heart that this disgusting deed of emasculation was done to Aboriginal people. He cries when we suffer. Even before people have committed acts of suffering, even before people have committed unspeakable, disgusting, disrespectful acts against us, he is trying to influence their thoughts and steer them from the wrong direction towards the right direction. It's not his fault that bad things happen in this world or that unjust crimes are committed. It's not his fault that people are allowed to get away with murder. he's always attempting to convince people to make sure justice is done, and he gave his laws to Moses, and he's placed eternity in our hearts so that all nations have the revelation of his truth. All people have the capacity to know the difference between right and wrong because he's given us a conscience. We can either choose to listen to our conscience or disobey it. Judges and juries and executioners can listen to him guiding them, or they can choose to stick their fingers in their ears and act like they never heard a little voice near their heads telling them that they should make sure that those who commit crimes do their time for the crime. There was a backwards way of thinking that was present in this country for several generations. Darwinian or evolutionary thinking suggests that dark-skinned people are less intelligent than light-skinned people. I don't believe in this backwards way of thinking. Many indigenous people were killed to examine their bodies and possibly prove a connection with monkeys. Some people who believe that people came from monkeys think that Europeans came from a more intelligent form of monkey than dark-skinned people. The whole concept of racial hierarchy was created by an American eugenicist, a scientist that hated dark-skinned people. He probably feared them. He probably saw their intelligence and he was jealous. He wanted it for himself. God's given all of us an equal amount of intelligence. He's given some of us a greater ability to thrive in certain environments. It's possible that he creates our skin with the ability to adapt when we get exposed to different levels of heat. He's given our body the ability to, inverted commas, heal itself, which is actually him just working without us crying out for his help. So it's highly likely that he's created our skin with a similar adaptability. Oh yes, so I should say that Barang means journey to another place. So the significance of that is that obviously the Wiradjuri people are not native to Brisbane. The indigenous people of Brisbane are Turrbals. That's one of their tribes. So yeah, the name of the gallery signifies the journey that took place by this gallery owner to where he is now. This cafe and gallery have won a First Nation Innovation and Partnership Award and a Gold Award for Specialised Business in Tourism. You can take educational classes. There's an art class which goes for 14 weeks and another class that goes for 2 hours. If you're gluten-free, they've got your needs catered for, and if you're vegetarian or dairy-free, they also take care of your needs. The third place we went was very friendly and fast service. It was nice to have the personal touch. This was the original Merlot coffee establishment, which can be found on McLaughlin Street in Fortitude Valley. I wouldn't necessarily recommend their coffees to anyone. It's not good, and it's not the best. It's not bad. It's okay. You basically get what you pay for, and I didn't pay anything, so I can't complain. The cafe manager of that particular establishment is Jared Ritchie, and the owner is Dean Merlot. The staff were friendly and the service was fast. I was trying to figure out why they were filling bottles of milk with water and emptying them out 3 times. What makes it quite kind of fun is that the drive-through is blue like Merlot coffee. Whoa, okay, I'm getting low. I'm not sure if I can make this half an hour. Yeah, okay, so this guy, he started his business in 1992. After he was inspired by a trip to America. Okay, so if you buy